Hello students, I am Irene. In this video, you will learn your class 12 computer science topic working with Python functions. The subject code is 083. In this part 3 video, you will learn more examples for defining functions. Let us see some more function definitions. Here we have two sample codes. The first sample code as well as second sample code, both are computing the same thing, that is sum of two multiples. When you see here s equal to n multiplication 1 plus n multiplication 2, here also s equal to n multiplication 1 plus n multiplication 2. So both these functions are doing the same. But what is the difference between this function and that function? We will see. This function, it returns the computed result using the return statement. But when you see here this function, it prints the computed value using the print statement. That is the difference. So a function may or may not have a return statement. Let us consider some more function definitions and try identifying their parts. Here sample code 3, it starts with the keyword def and followed by the name of the function, area of square. And within parenthesis, it has a parameter. At the end, it has a colon. So the function header is perfectly done here. And it has a body. In that body, it has a return statement. The return statement computes the area of a square and it returns the value of area of a square. And when you come to sample code 4, that also it starts with the keyword def and name of the function is perimeter circle, and it has a parameter r, and this one also ends with a colon, and this function returns the computed result of perimeter of circle. So the return statement can take an expression also. Let us consider two more examples for defining functions. And here there is a keyword def followed by name of the function. It takes two parameters and it ends with a colon. This function, it returns the computed result of area of rectangle. Same as we have a definition for perimeter of rectangle. It takes two parameters L and B and it ends with a colon. And this function, it returns the computed result of perimeter of a rectangle. So a function definition defines a user-defined object function. The function definition does not execute the function body. This gets executed only when the function is called or invoked. Till now we have learned how to define a function. By defining the function, we cannot execute the function. If you wanted to execute the function, the second step, it has to be called or invoked. As already I was telling, there are two steps if you wanted to work with functions. The first step is the function has to be defined and the second step is function has to be called. We learned how to define a function. By defining the function, we cannot execute the function. If you wanted to execute the function, it has to be called or invoked. So before discussing how to invoke functions, let us know the basic structure of a Python program. So structure of the Python program. In a Python program, generally all function definitions are given at the top, followed by statements which are not part of any functions. These statements are not intended at all. So the Python interpreter starts the execution of a program or script from the top level statements. The top level statements are part of the main program. Let us see all these top level statements and main program, all these things through the examples. So internally Python gives a special name to top level statements as _main_. Now let us see structure of a Python program. So a Python program can have any number of function definitions and any number of statements. So in this structure, when you see, this structure has three function definitions. So all these three function definitions headers are starting from the margin, but their bodies are indented. So when you see at the bottom of this structure, you can see three statements. all these three statements are starting from the margin. So the statements starting from the margin are called as top level statements. If there is no indentation, those statements are called as top level statements. Also they are called as main program. So when you see here, this function definition also starts from the margin only. So this is also top level statement. But Python, when it executes this statement, it checks it is a function header. So when it finds this as a function header, it omits the function's body until this function is called. When the function is called only, the body of these functions will be executed. Otherwise, these functions are not executed. So this Python programs, this structures execution starts from the top level statement. That is, it starts from the first comment statement. These statements also top level statements only, but they are the function headers, so their function body is omitted. Until it is called, these functions will not be executed. So functions execution starts from the top level statement. From this statement only the function execution starts. So Python stores this name in a built-in variable called _name . Let us understand Python's built-in variable name through a sample program. This sample program starts with the function definition followed by its function body. When Python's interpreter encounters the function's header, it omits its function body. Until this function is called, these two statements will not be executed. So program's execution goes to the third statement. The third statement is a print statement which begins from the margin. The fourth statement is also a print statement which begins from the margin. So the statements which begin from the margin are referred as top level statements. Also they are in the main segment. Now these two are top level statements. So Python's execution will begin from the top level statement. The first top level statement is a print statement. So for that statement, at the topmost level right now will be printed when it is executed. For the second print statement, inside _main will be printed, because this _name is a built-in variable. This built-in variable is available in the main segment now. So main will be printed for this built-in variable. When you see the output, at the topmost level right now is printed for the first print statement, and for the second print statement inside _main is printed for this second print statement. When you see this program, these two statements were not executed at all because there is no function call for this greet function definition. Here there is no function call available in the main segment for this function definition. That's why these two statements are not executed at all. For this program, only these two statements have been executed, and you have seen the output here. So till now we have learned how to define a function and what is the structure of a Python program.